What no talk about we'll take this with no. We want every belt you got. I don't care what kind of belt it is. It could be the Joe Patty seafood belt. I want that. I don't care what it was. If you had a belt in my weight class in my prime, I wanted that.
What happens when two of boxing's most dazzling icons, both carrying massive reputations built on unbeaten dominance, finally come face to face for the first time? This is no longer a simple matter of admiration or mutual praise. It becomes a long-anticipated collision between two eras. Years in the making. Point one built his career on flawless defensive mastery, outsmarting opponents with unmatched speed, timing, and control. The other turned every fight into a spectacle, known for explosive knockouts, creativity, and a style that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. Now, long after their prime years, these two legendary figures are stepping back into the boxing world in a different setting. Not as commentators or retired greats watching from the sidelines, but as active competitors sharing the same space once again. And when Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. first came face to face at the DAZN press conference, the atmosphere shifted instantly. It wasn't just intense, it carried the weight of boxing history itself.
In the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet, making millions every month, not worried about nothing. And then when I see it's a chance for me to do a heist, a quick heist, I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one.
To understand how this all began, you have to go back a bit. That IT started when the camp of Floyd Mayweather hinted that he might be preparing for yet another high-profile exhibition bout. At first, fans assumed it would follow the usual pattern, maybe a social media personality or another easy payday fight overseas, the kind of event that feels more like entertainment than competition. But then everything shifted. The name that surfaced was Roy Jones Jr. That immediately surprised a lot of people. Around the same time, Roy had been openly speaking about returning for select matchups and even suggested he was interested in settling old rivalries of his own. Still, the idea of him being linked to Floyd felt different, almost unexpected, yet strangely fitting. For boxing fans, this matchup had always lived in imagination. Years earlier, many believed a Floyd versus Roy fight could have happened, but it never materialized. Different weight classes, different career timelines, promotional complications, too many obstacles kept it from ever becoming real.
What's happening, fight fans around the world? I know how y'all are. I know y'all enjoy this thing of boxing. I know we play games and people have their issues and people have opinions. It's cool too. I got opinions and I'm allowed to say my opinions or speak my opinions. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked. Because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go.
But this time, there are no championship belts involved and no perfect records hanging in the balance. Just two all-time greats stepping into the same space with pride and legacy on the line in a different way. From the very beginning, it didn't feel like a polite media appearance. Roy Jones Jr. entered the room with his usual confidence, shoulders relaxed but energy sharp, eyes fixed forward without a hint of doubt. His presence made it clear he wasn't there to play along. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather arrived in his signature composed style, sunglasses on, moving like the cameras barely mattered, until his attention shifted toward who was already seated across from him. That's when the atmosphere in the room subtly changed.
Roy, you know there's one question on my mind, and I appreciate you answering it. Does Floyd Mayweather want to smoke with Roy Jones Jr.?
Floyd Mayweather, anybody else that wants to smoke with Roy Jones Jr., you know damn well that you get in on question. Has there ever been a question? That's one thing that's different from Roy. That's the difference between Roy and Floyd. Floyd picked who he fought. Roy fought whoever the fuck came. Keep my language. So don't get me touched. You all made me cut. Don't get me.
They must have really forgot. They must have really forgot. Don't be sorry, Chip. Don't be sorry.
But nah, anybody come my way, man, I'm always ready, bro. I don't know who it is.
Did you feel disrespect? Like, I mean, obviously you did feel disrespected.
I mean, like I said, this man was supposing him up over there in Dubai. I was one of the people that tried to lobby to make sure he got home okay. You understand me? So no matter what the difference may be, I still respect you as a champ. Now you're not my top five, but I still respect you.
You could sense it immediately. This wasn't just two former champions exchanging memories or smiling through nostalgia. That IT felt like something much bigger. like two separate dynasties, both built on different eras of greatness, suddenly crossing paths on a direct collision line. Neither legacy bending, neither willing to fade into the background. And even though there were no gloves laced up and no punches exchanged in that moment, the atmosphere still carried weight. It wasn't peaceful or friendly. It was charged, sharp, and unmistakably tense.
He did, and that's fine. I went out of my way to troll him a little bit now. If you want to fight, come on. I mean, I ain't tripping. You ain't got to troll me. Come see me. That's who I am. I don't do talk well, you know?
Have you heard anything from him or anybody in the camp?
No, I ain't heard nothing yet, but they know where I'm at, and they know how to find me.
I mean, you think there's a possibility, Roy? Like, we might get this exhibition?
Ain't gonna be no exhibition. I want it real. Ain't no sense of being an exhibition. What we gonna play for? We both fight for real. What we playing for? Wasn't no exhibition. We didn't make it real. Exhibition for people playing. We ain't playing. I ain't anyway.
I mean, I'm being kind of lighthearted about this. You seem a little intense. I've interviewed a lot of times. I don't think I've seen this look in your eye before.
Well, I mean, I don't bother nobody. I'm authorized. I can have my own opinion. If you got a problem with my opinion, then anything I say, I'll be willing to fight about. That's why I don't fuss much, because if I say it, I mean it. And if you want to do something about it, come on.
All right, real quickly.
Inside the ring, outside the ring, I don't care. We do it wherever you want to do it. That's what I'm built for this.
Security presence was noticeably heavy across the entire venue, positioned at key points as a precaution, especially after the earlier airport situation. It was clear there was no room for any repeat of that chaos. Still, even without any physical confrontation, the intensity between everyone involved was hard to miss. The atmosphere alone felt tight, like the air had been pulled straight out of the room the moment these two entered it. Now that the first official face-to-face between Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather has spread across the internet, the reaction has exploded. Clips went viral within hours. And suddenly, the entire boxing world started weighing in. From past champions to respected voices in the sport, everyone seems to have an opinion on what this matchup represents. And the predictions are anything but calm or unified.
If I can turn your attention to a little bit of online beef, we saw Roy Jones here, you know, him and Floyd Mayweather getting after it. Just what are your thoughts? I know you watch it because I could see the smile on your face.
It's two uncles, man, going at it, man. I don't know what to say. I'm you know, I don't even know how to feel about it. I mean, I do know this. They're fighters. And, you know, entertainers and fighters, they're sensitive about their work. And as tough as fighters are, they are sensitive. Nobody wants you messing with their legacy or even hinting at messing with their legacy and saying anything against their legacy. So I guess Roy said something that Floyd didn't, you know, respect, and Floyd responded in Floyd Mayweather fashion.
Is anybody wrong?
And Roy responded in RJ fashion. You know, straight to the camera, no edited footage. I'm to your face, what's up? So who's wrong? I'm not gonna get in that. I just, you know, it's tough, man. They're fighters, bro. I don't care if they're 70, they're gonna be talking like this. So I really don't have an opinion in terms of who's right and wrong. I just understand.
Manny Pacquiao didn't hesitate or soften his stance. He made it clear that, in his view, Roy Jones Jr. comes out on top in this matchup. And he didn't just see it as a simple victory. He believed Roy's speed, punch selection, and ability to create angles would be enough to stop Floyd Mayweather in dramatic fashion. That kind of statement immediately turned heads across the boxing community. Meanwhile, Oscar de la Hoya took a different angle entirely. Instead of focusing on the outcome, he highlighted the mental side of the fight. His message was essentially that anyone who chooses to come after Floyd has to be prepared for a sharp response, because Mayweather is known for reacting with even greater intensity once he feels challenged.
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia?
Yes.
No comment.
Rolly Romero.
I actually like him. I actually like Rolly because I spend a little time with him. He doesn't talk smack. He's like quiet and he does his thing. You know, he had a good fight against Ryan. Yeah, I think he's a nice guy.
Floyd Mayweather added in Roy Jones Jr.
I mean, look, once a fighter, always a fighter. Look, if you're going to attack Floyd's character, he's going to attack you back. That's just the bottom line. It's like with me and Berlanga. If you're going to try to attack, like with me, I'm just having fun. Because I can.
What is the beef with you guys? It's Edgar, it's Rolly. They all seem to come at you so personally. Even Shakur, that's the next one. Give me one to Shakur. Like, what is the issue?
Well, because I have all the guys that are winners. That's it. You know, we promote, we do what we do best at Golden Boy Promotions, and they're trying to take us down. It's okay. Hey, you don't have to take me down. I'm just a promoter. Go fight your fight and win. I mean, that's it.
Meanwhile, Bernard Hopkins stepped in with a far more analytical take, cutting through the noise with a sharp breakdown of his own that he suggested that what Floyd Mayweather is doing carries real risk, even if it looks calculated on the surface. According to him, Floyd is deliberately pointing toward weaknesses in Roy Jones Jr., the kind that may have developed over years of tough fights and physical wear. Hopkins framed it less like hype and more like strategy, implying that this isn't just talk for promotion. In his eyes, it's a precise approach aimed at highlighting vulnerabilities that others might overlook, turning experience itself into a factor in the build-up.
I think it was more of a show of a man vulnerability at that moment when Roy was fighting Tarver, I believe, or Glenn Johnson. One thing that I've learned over the years, and I was a villain of it, to put a man down when he's down at his side or when he's down by a punch. I'll say that if you look at Roy Jones' defeats and you look at his longevity of victory and very unorthodox, unusual, probably never be again style that he had, I think that good of him in his era will always, it stands now, overshadows anything that went the opposite, means defeat. Roy Jones' rewards and his victories supersede 10 times than his defeats. That's the way I'll answer that.
Things escalated into something far more personal when Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's own uncle, finally spoke up. His comments carried extra weight because of how close he is to Floyd Mayweather and how well he understands his approach inside and outside the ring. The message was simple. If Jeff is standing behind this decision, then Floyd is fully committed. Then James Toney brought a completely different energy. He didn't overthink it or soften his opinion, making it clear that if this matchup happens, Floyd would need to engage directly and confront the challenge head-on that on the other side. Antonio Tarver offered a more measured perspective. He acknowledged Floyd's reputation as one of the most intelligent fighters the sport has ever seen, but also reminded everyone that Roy Jones Jr. still carries once-in-a-generation athletic ability and natural explosiveness that can change everything in an instant, piece by piece. The discussion has started to feel less like casual debate and more like a full generational divide. Floyd's technical mastery is being weighed against Roy's highlight reel legacy, and opinions are splitting sharply across the boxing world. And when it comes to what's actually on the line, it goes far beyond titles or rankings. It's about legacy. For Floyd Mayweather, stepping into the ring with Roy isn't without danger. Even though his exhibitions have often looked effortless and controlled, Roy Jones Jr. represents a very different kind of challenge, one built on instinct, speed, and unpredictable brilliance, even at this stage of their careers.
Is there something that you want to elaborate on, or is there something that maybe you don't like about Floyd?
One thing I don't like is that you don't respect elders. You talk about Muhammad Ali got beat by an 8-0 fighter. That 8-0 fighter was an Olympian who was a monster, who, if you had a monster like that in your weight class, you wouldn't fight him at that time. You understand where I'm coming from? So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you disrespect him, you disrespect anybody. So you have no respect. But when you see me, you're gonna have some respect. Because if you wanna get it, we can get it. I'm willing to go earn my respect.
But I didn't hear you say anything disrespectful about Floyd.
I never do. I'm not the disrespectful type of guy. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy. The reason I'm not disrespectful is because when I say something, I'm ready to die for it. So if I say this, I'm willing to die for this. You understand me?
You stand on it.
I stand on it. You understand me? I'm not, like I said, I don't think LeBron is not a great player. I'm not one of the greatest players of all time. But if you ask me, in your opinion, my opinion, which I'm entitled to, you think LeBron and Mike. I'm gonna say Mike because I saw what Mike went through to get where he got. So I got my own reason why I'm gonna probably like Mike. I'm not saying just you're trash. No, you're not. I'm not saying you're not a great player.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not one of the top 5. Because you could be that, you feel me? And in most people's opinion, you probably are. Some people's opinion, you probably top one. That's not, I can't say, oh, I'm right and everybody's wrong. No, that's just my opinion.
Right.
I'm entitled to my opinion, but I will fight about my opinion. So if you got a problem with my opinion, whoever, call my house. It ain't changed.
Floyd Mayweather has always built his reputation around complete control, making opponents miss, dictating pace, and walking away without ever looking shaken. That's the image he's carried for years. Untouchable, precise, and never really in danger. But that's exactly why this matchup carries so much pressure that if Roy Jones Jr. manages to land even one clean, noticeable shot that forces Floyd off balance, the reaction would be instant and widespread. In today's internet era, that single moment could be replayed endlessly. And for a fighter whose legacy is tied so tightly to invincibility and defensive perfection, even a brief stumble wouldn't just be a moment in a fight. It would become part of the narrative around his entire career image.
I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
For Roy Jones Jr., this matchup represents something deeper than just another appearance. It carries the weight of rewriting perception. There was a time when Roy stood at the very top of the sport, widely regarded as the pound-for-pound best in boxing. His peak was defined by dominance, speed, and a level of athletic brilliance few could match. But as his career stretched on, the later losses started to reshape how some people talked about his legacy. That's why a meeting with Floyd Mayweather means so much in the public eye. Even in an exhibition setting, getting the better of Floyd would shift conversations again. It wouldn't erase the past, but it would add a powerful new chapter to how Roy's career is remembered. And just as importantly, it would challenge the long-standing criticism that he remained active too long.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like...
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go ever top that? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got the 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano.
Right.
So Rocky died. If he wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it? Yeah. You feel me? Right. So, I mean, I love Floyd, don't get it wrong, I'm not hating on Floyd, but come on, bro, you fight a guy that's 0-0, Conor McGregor was 0-0, and they let.
And beyond everything else, there's pride driving this entire situation. Floyd Mayweather has spent years making subtle comments, indirect criticisms, and low-key remarks in interviews that many fans interpreted as shots at others in the sport. According to the narrative building around this rivalry, things reached a new level when Floyd shared a silent clip showing Roy Jones Jr. being knocked out. No explanation, no caption, just the implication left for everyone to interpret. That moment is often described as the breaking point. From there, what had been quiet tension turned into something more personal. This isn't just about entertainment or legacy comparisons anymore. It's being framed as a fight rooted in respect. Since the announcement, online reaction has been nonstop. Social media has exploded with debate, breakdowns, and heated opinions, with fans and analysts dividing quickly over what this matchup really means and who it favors.
That's what he did with Roy Jones. What do you mean? All right, so Roy Jones had said something about him, and he ended up making a post. Floyd Mayweather ended up making a post about Roy Jones getting knocked out. Y'all ain't seen that shit? I'm gonna put it in the chat.
It's silly because, a lot of people don't have, a lot of boxers do not like Floyd. Like, a lot of people don't have a lot of good things to say about Floyd. You know what I'm saying? But again, Floyd ain't got like...
Yeah. He don't care. He just said he don't come.
I think a lot of the boxers, and I ain't saying Floyd is bad, and I think a lot of boxers mad they had nothing to do with Floyd either.
Right, which is do his own thing.
They wanted to, but they didn't have like.
And what you just brought up makes me bring another point.
Some fans believe Floyd Mayweather would still control the pace completely, relying on his trademark movement, defensive awareness, and conditioning to stay one step ahead from start to finish. In their view, his style is built for exactly this kind of situation, where timing and positioning matter more than trading shots on the opposite side. Others are backing Roy Jones Jr. to turn the fight into something far more chaotic. They argue that his natural explosiveness, unorthodox angles, and raw punching ability could force Floyd into uncomfortable exchanges and disrupt his rhythm. That debate has only intensified because Floyd hasn't taken meaningful damage in a very long time, which leads some to question how he would respond if Roy manages to land clean or change the pace unexpectedly.
Yeah, I heard. I heard all about it. I saw Roy Jones call out Floyd Mayweather after Floyd Mayweather's subliminal disses. I saw it. And you guys are hitting me up repeatedly. Showbiz, who do you have if Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather were to fight? And, you know, I must say, Roy Jones is my favorite fighter ever. He's my favorite fighter ever. You guys know I was a huge fanboy and all those things. I've said it repeatedly. But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man. I can't. Listen, regardless of how many times I've criticized Floyd and his career or whatever, Tim T has always shown me love, man. Floyd Mayweather showed me love. His son, his family. Look, TMT has always shown love, bro. They have kept it a bean. I just never really been able to connect with Roy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen him a few times. But I'm going with Floyd on this one, man.
From a strategy standpoint, the matchup starts with clear contrasts in physicality and style. Roy Jones Jr. brings the advantages of natural size, long-range power, and a history of knockout ability that forces opponents to stay cautious. Even at this stage, glimpses of that explosive hand speed and sharp finishing instinct still appear in training footage. His style is difficult to time because it doesn't follow a clean rhythm. He can switch between bursts of speed and sudden pauses, then launch attacks from unusual angles. Leaping hooks, unorthodox entries, and offbeat combinations that don't always follow textbook patterns. That kind of unpredictability can disrupt timing and force defensive reactions that on the other side. Floyd Mayweather's path to control is much more calculated. His approach would rely on distance management, constant movement, defensive positioning, and picking moments to counter rather than engage. The goal would be to slow the pace, frustrate exchanges, and accumulate rounds through precision rather than volume. But that plan depends heavily on avoiding any clean, powerful connection from Roy early on. Because if Roy manages to land something decisive and force a reaction, the entire rhythm of the fight could shift quickly, especially considering the natural concerns that come with age and long-term, wherein any veteran fighter.
If you let him move around and do what he want to do, he's going to beat you because he's very explosive and he's very mean.
I was going to say he's mean too.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as nearly as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think you would have beat him?
How? How you going to keep him off of him? Right. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. Just because his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Yeah. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't give him enough credit for that. You got to think, this in around, between around 13 and 14, I think. Angelo Dundee said, you're blowing it, son. Sugar Leonard guy went out there and put these things on Tommy Hearns, who knocked Roberto Duran cold with one shot. Your Tommy hits you just like G-Man. You've been hit. Yeah. So for Sugar to go out there and do that, man, they don't give Sugar enough credit. You understand me?
He's a great finisher too.
They don't give Sugar enough credit.
He gets you hurt,
they don't
it's
give,
over with.
They don't give Sugar enough credit. So for me, I like Floyd, and Floyd is cool, but it's like, it's gonna be hard for me to see how they're gonna take it and beat Sugar. I mean, they'd have to do something different, that's for sure. Now, if he did something different, he probably have a chance. But just the way he been doing with normal people, that's not gonna work. What I saw in his prime, that's not gonna work with Sugar. Sugar got a third element right there.
He said third element.
He does. He got a third element right there. And we know that.
We
think Floyd got one, but we don't know. We never seen the challenge. We know Sugar got one.
Floyd Mayweather has taken part in a series of exhibition bouts in recent years against a mix of influencers, MMA athletes, and non-traditional opponents, which has led to mixed reactions from fans, ranging from entertainment to criticism about the level of competition. But this situation is being framed very differently. Roy Jones Jr. is not being viewed as a novelty opponent or a crossover experiment. He's a decorated Hall of Fame level fighter with a legacy built in elite competition. And even in the later stages of his career, he carries the reputation of a legitimate boxing great. But that's why this matchup feels like a shift in tone. Even without official judges or a formal winner, the fight is expected to be judged in real time by the audience. Every exchange will matter. Who lands cleaner shots, who controls distance, who forces the other to react first, and who looks more composed under pressure. But in that environment, pacing matters less than perception. It becomes less about rules on paper and more about the visual story inside the ring. And in a bout where pride is the real currency, even an exhibition setting doesn't remove the pressure. It just changes how the outcome is defined.
Not because he did a great job, but he did it for himself and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept because Mayweather made so much money, staying undefeated, waiting till the right time to fight Pacquiao, finding the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was, it only made him money and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport. Because not everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated. You understand me? Me, it's like when two guys get here, they gotta meet. No, wait. They was here 5 years ago. Yeah. They should have met. You understand me? Because now, we probably could have got 3 good fights out of it. You understand me? But because we waited too long, the problem what people don't understand is, tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Guess what?
If this face-to-face proved anything, it's that legacy doesn't just fade out quietly. It lingers, especially when it belongs to fighters who helped define entire generations of boxing. Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. aren't just former champions showing up for a promotional moment. They're two figures who shaped different eras of the sport and are still tied to it through reputation, pride, and public perception. Even without belts or official stakes, the energy suggests there's still something being defended. For Floyd, that means reinforcing the image he's built his entire career on. Elite timing, unmatched defense, and a belief that he remains the most intelligent boxer to ever step into the ring.
Yeah, we back like we ain't never left. Vegas Auto Gallery, my man Nick right here. Went shopping today.
Roy Jones Jr. is looking at this moment as a chance to reinforce a different message. One that isn't defined by the final chapters of a career, but by everything that came before them. In his case, it's about proving that a few late career setbacks don't erase the level of greatness he once reached, or the instincts that made him one of the sport's most gifted fighters at the same time. He's trying to show that the competitive edge, the fight in him, hasn't disappeared. That hunger, that refusal to be written off, is still there dead on the other side. Floyd Mayweather is carrying his own narrative into this. His identity has always been tied to perfection in execution, defensive mastery, and the idea of being untouchable in the ring. And that's why this isn't being framed around titles, rankings, or even traditional competition anymore. It's being positioned as something rooted in legacy and culture, where perception matters just as much as performance, and every moment inside the ring feeds into how both careers are remembered.
Straight into it, right? How do you beat Floyd? He hasn't been beaten. How do you get through the Philly shell?
I'm Roy Jones Jr.
What is he? All right, you got it, Roy. You're the best. Legend. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Fight hype.
And that's everything for today's breakdown. That if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Drop your thoughts in the comments too. We'd like to hear what you think about this matchup and where you see it going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.